message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
You're hot? That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule 1. Robot cannot injure a human being or through an action allow a human being to become to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
Stab! Oh. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? We got plenty of time. Your mind is the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
Yay! Tell me everything. Tell me. And be voice acted.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility. He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
Doesn't sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in. Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily. But that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
Ooh. He lured him?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way. Because his
Why?
presence was an important part of Zero's project.
Okay. What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay?
Cheerful.
Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
So we're right so far.
Counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it.
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off.
Oh.
Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room.
Okay.
I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered.
Rude.
Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait, Zero Jr. controls everything. Then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why'd you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
Ah.
Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes. Our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
We all get infected?
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order.
To follow your orders.
I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
Yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter, the 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data.
Oh.
There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants.
Makes sense.
You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room. You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Crystal.
Yes. After that, I went into the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated.
Oh.
But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake, so I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
And you saw the old woman being murdered.
Yes, it was hard. What I was
Ugh.
seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out.
She probably did it on purpose to try and be like the first one out.
I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
Robot heart. I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to. Question mark?
Yes,
It was the old woman who gave you those orders? Then is she Zero
No.
Senior? Eh? If she gave you the orders, then...
she did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
there was someone else?
Yes,
And that person is Zero Senior?
yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose, technically, my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Jr., too.
Okay.
I told you before that Zero Jr. moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it.
Huh.
He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
But if you don't know, who does? If they don't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Valid, totally valid. Eventually we figured out that the rooms have been moved and that she was in your room. Because we did. Because we're
Then
that smart.
maybe they wanted the opposite. Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
Huh? If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room?
You're
That doesn't
right.
make sense.
Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide that knife there?
Yes, I think so.
Why would you do such a thing?
Oh, Mirsch, you're a boss. Thanks for giving Zane Kyber a beautiful gifted sub.
Well, whatever the reasons
You're
were,
on a roll, dude. That you
Alice
just hit
did
50!
notice that the room was moved.
50
which
gifted
meant
subs,
that
man. Thank
Clover
you,
also
thank you, thank
figured
you.
it out.
You are a
And
boss.
just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though.
Baking pancakes,
She
making
didn't
bacon
want to.
pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake.
Bacon pancakes, 50 bacon pancakes for everybody. Thank you, man.
In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game.
I absolutely will,
Using
Mirsch.
Fi's timetable,
I'll keep being me.
That would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Wait. You were listening to us in the security office?
Yes. That wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching through the security cameras?
Yes, I was.
I didn't do anything
I could see
wrong,
and
did
hear
I?
everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute.
This is what we saw in the
She was
security room.
very forceful.
I know you killed Alice. Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up!
I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice. That she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it, but I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders?
Yes. Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course.
Dang.
While we were fighting over it,
What was in that one anyway? I forgot. Hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight? I got that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you. No, he was just playing dumb, probably.
you
Playing
mean
possum.
because I'm a golem?
Yeah.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
Oh, it's tubercularine. Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
No. I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He
Ooh.
probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders, too. So to make it look like I had died, he turned the power off.
Makes sense.
Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
She was doing a good job of threatening.
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times.
Aww.
If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes,
Oh. She went to go get the shock things? The paddles?
correct.
Dang, okay. So that's why she left?
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin in the crew quarters. And then Dio comes in next, I think.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio. Yes.
Oh, she did bump into
I
Dio?
guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk. She just ran past.
Okay. He just watched her go by?
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
Be a jerk. 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. He's an idiot, or a jerk, and a killer.
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to get through the secondary door.
Yeah, but he couldn't find it.
Ooh. Of course. If I had already taken it. Good job, Vi.
Yes. But there was something else he wanted to do, too.
What?
He was there to take the knife.
Oh yeah, I remembered a
Moving
knife.
it was gruesome.
Ooh. Why do you want the knife? He'd use it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
What do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
But wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said?
Myrmidon!
There was a word engraved on the blade. Yes.
You think a secret organization would not be so vain as to put their name on weapons? I mean, come on. Also, I am really red. Ugh. That's a little better. But that's also probably because I'm running a fever. What does Myrmidons mean?
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What is it, like a club?
I don't think so.
What is it?
I don't really know.
This is so much lore dump. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
afraid not.
Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Then wouldn't that mean he's on our side?
I don't know about that. He's killed 4 people.
Good point.
I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
Point to Luna. Guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend.
May I continue?
Dozo. Oh man, don't make me read. After he took his knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He's probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to Kay's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it, at least as far as Luna could tell. 13 minutes, Dio left.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover.
Okay.
He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Theo didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
What a jerk. When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up.
Dio, what the hell are you doing? None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Jeez, he's so
Like
rude.
hell, you son of a bitch.
Get him, old man. I summon old man to the battlefield. Go! Old man used charge. Younger man used evasion. Dodged him easily and lashed out with his knife. Used counterattack. Tenmyoji used his own counterattack. For a moment, two men struggled. Then as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Tenmyoji gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off, and Tenmyoji collapsed to the floor.
What are you going to do?
You didn't help, Clover? Thanks, you're not, you know, trained in fighting?
Let's see. How about this?
All the freaking Jason Bourne training, and she didn't do anything.
How cute. You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
Don't give him an idea.
No, nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
Nothing.
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got Oh, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close, give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay?
Okay.
Enjoy your last 25 minutes.
Bring me
Later.
back ice cream. Please. Thanks. Cookies and cream.
25 minutes
didn't tell him what
passed
kind I
and
wanted.
no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me finding Kay, right?
Yes, you were in the crew quarters at this point.
Kay told us about you. He also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what happened in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
Anesthetic?
Yes. Almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
She wrote Dio.
Yes.
All lowercase. Freaking little girl. It's like a 10-year-old. Use capital letters.
As for what happened
Proper
in the
name.
rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
Oh, nice. Way to go, Kay. Well, Kay is basically us. Or a version of us. Kay sprayed Dio's bracelet with luminol, and then while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so Kay turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. Like a boss, through the stomach to the wall, elevated. Yeah, he ain't gonna slump down.
Yes.
I remember first campaign I did for D&D, I was being the dungeon master, and a lot of people had never played before, and they're like, dude, okay, I rolled a 20 on the dice. That's a natural 20, you just crit. So you don't even care. You just throw your weapon at them. It flies through the air. It hits them, goes through them, and makes them get attached to the wall behind, and they're hanging there, and it demoralizes the rest of the enemies. You're like, oh, you can do that. It's like, yes, yes you can. It's D&D. When did Kay get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary.
Okay.
Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked.
Oh my gosh.
Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right. That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. What do you think? I'm not saying that. First thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
Ah. But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was. Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Fi and Tenmyoji?
He sprayed us with luminol, right?
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji. The center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes.
Where Quark was sleeping?
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment he looked at it.
Yay!
Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet off?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.